Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great Friday. Y'all, today is Friday and it's 2:47 and I'm currently at work, but I am on break. So let's get this done and over with. So y'all, when I say that last paycheck took me out, always make a budget. Always make a budget. Always make a budget before you start spending money. If not, you'll end up like me, and I'll explain what happened. So, when it comes to the income, we are budgeting off of $2,698.48. Now, I almost got choked. I had $100 in cash that should have went back to the bank. I also had $116 that should have went to Navy Federal. The reason that it is this amount. Let's start with fixed expenses. So I sent $2 to Capital One, $6 to YouTube. For term life, I did do $26, and for term life, I believe I have $120 to go. So I'll have that full amount by December so I can pay it. AT&T sent me a email saying that everything was going to go up. So this time I did pay $40. For Netflix, that $18 is for the month of November and the month of December. When it comes to housing, instead of me budgeting $600, remember I did budget $600 the last two paychecks, and this is my magic month paycheck. So instead of me sending $600, I did budget for $200. For NES, I did send $60. For Cricket, I did do a full month for Cricket. That way I can be caught up on everything. For State Farm, I did $118. And that total together was $588, which left me with $2,110.48. Now, let's talk about things that I did pay. Y'all, tell me why I went through this whole video and was just talking away. Hold on, let me stop and see where I finished at. Okay, y'all, so I paused the camera by mistake and I was just talking. So let's do this. So we stopped pretty much right here for State Farm, and we spent $588 with $2,110.48. When it comes to debt and things, I did send $62 for the car payment, which would help with the interest. Remember, I did already pay the car payment with the previous paychecks, well, the previous two paychecks. When it comes to Capital One, I did pay $50. When it comes to Navy Federal credit card, I did pay $326.99 because I already owed them that money. And remember, I had $216 in cash. And when it comes to CA payment, I did pay $50. I did use some cash that I had with car tags to pay in cash because it's just cheaper that way. So a total for debt and things, I did spend $614.99. And I don't know if I even said it. I may have to repeat it, but I did go ahead and pay off Discover because I was not about to let this stress me out. So we now have $1,495.49. When it comes to Chime Travel, I just labeled it that because that's the card that I use. So Chime Travel, that's the debit card that I use, and I spend anywhere from, travel, gas, groceries. I got my medicine with it. I sent money from Chime to Ally, all of those things, but you won't see that until here. So $217.58 was pretty much for travel. For savings, I did send $913.62 to Ally, $40 to SoFi, $5 to Navy Federal Savings. So altogether that was $958.62, and I'm left with $319.29. And this is another part of the video where it gets crazy. So at this moment I do have $103. So we'll subtract that, which would leave me with $216.29. Sorry. Now for these two right here, what I did was combine both together to make $216.29, and what happened was I don't know where the money went. I mean, I didn't use it for grocery or, well, I guess it could have been used for grocery, but I don't think it did. Grocery. Okay, so this right here for miscellaneous could have been used for groceries, gas money. I could have used it to get my eye drops for $30. Anything travel related that I may have used in cash. Let me see. Just anything overall. And I say that because I do not have this money right here anymore. And when I go to Capital One, Ally, Navy Federal, when I go to those banks, I'm not seeing where I, physically spent it. So it must have been in cash that I had it. So to make it all even out and to make it make sense, I officially have $103, and it's going to last until when I get paid Wednesday for the month of November, which I do need to make a monthly budget video. Whew, y'all. This was stressful. Definitely always make a budget before spending any money. I know I said this the last time. I said this the time before that. I know I keep saying stuff, right? But stuff happens. At least I know, majority of where the money went. It's not like I, gave it away or something like that. I know pretty much where the money went. So for right now, I have not did anything when it comes to the money that I did set aside for savings. And I do have $103 in cash, which is right here. So all of this money came out of, plus this, came out of my wallet. And that's what I'm using until November 1st paycheck. But overall, I'm going to continue to watch. Is anybody watching, or do anybody know about the trial between whoops, I'm dropping money, y'all. Do anybody, or is anybody watching not necessarily watching the trial, but watching what they are saying on TikTok when it comes to Renee, Akira, Renee ex-husband and Akira's ex-husband? Them two, Tim and Renee, are together and married, and their ex-spouses are suing them for alienation of affection. If you live in North Carolina, you can do that. And of course, Akira, which is Tim's ex-wife, is suing Renee for, I believe, $2 million. Now, mind you, they're only, let's see, they're not even 30. I believe they're 26, 27, 28. But that is crazy. And I've been heavily invested since all this shenanigans been going on for the last 2 years. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been on. I hope you all have a happy Friday. Bye.